everybody. I want to welcome you back to My Hips Don't Lie with Deborah Utley. However, this is actually going to be the first video in our rebranding now that I am really through most of my hip rehab. I've got about a month to go of my PT. And then I've got my follow-up with the surgeon at the end of April. But I am pretty much good as new and fairly healed. There's a few things I can't quite do yet without a little, I wouldn't say pain, I have no pain, but a little discomfort. I can't sit cross-legged really great yet. But this week marked the 3-month point where I could kind of start to do a little more fitness. Actually, a little fitness at all. I couldn't do any. So I started easing back in with a little yoga and a little strength training. I can't do any high impact, which is kind of what I'm used to quite yet until I get cleared by the surgeon in another 5 weeks or so. But I am pretty much on the other side. So first, for those of you that were with me throughout that journey, I just want to say thank you so much. And I am gonna rebrand here, as I think I told you with my last video, that I'm gonna go back to the brand that I started in the summer of 2019, and that was Modern Class and Chaos. It was originally meant to be a blog and kind of about my experiences as an educator. This year marks my 25th year teaching high school, and while I still feel very strongly that I am still learning a lot of things and getting better at some things and realizing the things that, you know what, I don't need to get better at that. I need to focus more on these strengths instead. I want to kind of bring it back to that. I want to make it a little bit about my life in total, if you will. Not that necessarily, and I kind of want to put this disclaimer out there. I've been thinking about this a lot in the last couple weeks where I haven't posted anything. The reason for doing this is not because I feel that I've got so much wisdom to share with everyone. It's not that at all. If this helps somebody, that's great. If this is entertaining, even better. I've decided that it's okay that this is for me, that this is something that is beneficial for my journey, and I'm gonna do it for me. I was about to say, I hope that doesn't bother anybody, but I really don't care if it bothers anybody, because it's not about anybody else. It's about this experience is something that I want to do because I find joy in it and I find a benefit from it. I never felt that I would be able to say those words or speak in this way, but Modern Class and Chaos is a bit of a double entendre, if you will. Modern Class, class is obviously a take on the modern classroom and what it means to be a teacher in this next decade that crazily started off with a global pandemic. And what we all had to endure as educators. And I start this new series with that. And I know I might seem a little all over the place today. I do want to make it clear, and I said this in one of my previous videos, I'm not writing down notes. I'm not reading off of a script. I'm kind of keeping track of some certain things that I want to talk through with you for me. But I'm not reading. I'm not, I don't have a script in front of me. I'm just kind of speaking off the cuff and from my heart. For those of you that know me well, know that that is not necessarily my strong suit. I would say that within the last 20 years, I used to speak at my concerts just off the cuff, and I had one really bad experience at one particular concert where I inadvertently made a comment that hurt one of my students and made one of my students feel bad. That scar lives with me still today. This was 19 years ago, and I still feel horrible for that event and for that night, and I would never minimize it. It certainly didn't damage my career or send me into a trajectory that was damaging, but it hurt someone, and I was made aware, and I've kind of lived with the fact that what I might think is humorous or silly, or you think you've got a certain rapport with a student and you really don't, or you really don't understand where they are in their journey. And if I've learned anything in the last 25 years of teaching, kids listen, and your students listen to every word that you say, and the things that they remember blow my mind to this day. And ever since that night, ever since that concert, I have never taken the stage without notes. Everything is meticulously written down and written out, and I read, and I rarely go off script, because I never want to say the wrong thing. I never want to hurt especially another student, ever again. And I have been told over the years that makes me seem a little cold or calculated, and I'm like, you know what? That's okay. I'm not cold, and but I am meticulously calculated with what I announce when I'm on a stage in front of students and parents and administrators and friends and family. And I plan that out very meticulously. And this isn't that. I'm not on stage. I'm on my social media. I'm on a platform where I hope that I can be my true self. I can be honest. I can share my heart, my struggles, my successes, my funny stories, my experiences as a modern educator. And then class hopefully has the other meaning that I can do it with a bit of elegance and grace, and coming from a place of kindness, and a place where I want to share these experiences, to process them myself a little bit, saying these words out loud and then watching them back, and getting comments and emails from people help me process as a human, as somebody that wants to continue to be better, to be the best that I can be, to serve my purpose in the world, and to be honest to continue to discover exactly what that is. And that's the chaos part. The chaos serves a double meaning as well, right? Classrooms are a beautiful chaos. Teenagers and the teenage mind is a beautiful place of chaos. And I love being a place for those chaotic teenagers to find a port in a storm and help them manage their chaos, all the while trying to make sense of my own and the chaos in my own life and in my own brain and in my own heart and in my own experience. So that's how I came up with the name a couple years ago for what started as my website, where I posted some blogs, and then became a very busy modern educator and got away from it a little bit, and then have been brought back to some of its ideas and the reasons for it, but have decided to change the platform. And instead of it being a website where I write, that it's just this video diary that other people can access and read and listen to and watch and hopefully find some entertainment. But if nobody watches it, it's an opportunity for me to spit out some of my own thoughts and get them out and get them organized and have a place to revisit them and, again, process, right? I recently read Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Big Magic. Many of you may know Elizabeth Gilbert through Eat, Pray, Love. That's Elizabeth Gilbert. And she's actually written so many wonderful books. I most recently read City of Girls. I highly recommend. That's a work of fiction where Eat, Pray, Love was not. Following Eat, Pray, Love was a book that I read many years ago called Committed. And I just recently decided to delve into her book, Big Magic, which is about kind of uncovering your own creative self, and that everybody that walks the planet is creative and maybe just hasn't found their medium, if you will. I feel like I had a medium when I was a singer and a performer, and that was where I really was able to express myself and share with the world what I thought was my one and only gift. But then, as I shared with you, that gift was squandered, and I lost the ability to sing due to severe vocal injury, and really can't do it anymore, and had to find a way to rediscover and get out that creative part of myself. I love to write. I don't know if I'm great at it, which is kind of silly to say. I really enjoy it. So I guess it doesn't really matter if I'm great at it or not. I do think I'm a good storyteller, but I've never studied, writing. But in reading Big Magic, it spoke to me because the amazing Miss Gilbert talks about how you really don't need permission to be creative. And who cares if you're not good? Who cares if it's not perfect? That's a rough one for me. I wouldn't say I'm a recovering perfectionist because I don't think I've begun my recovery. I'm a perfectionist, not at everything, but at the things that give me a sense of a feeling of control and a feeling of self-worth. That's where my perfectionism really rears its ugly head. And so I wouldn't say I'm recovering. I would say I'm still fairly deep in that part of my journey. But this is where I'm going to do a little expressive creating. That sounded weird, but I don't care. And I don't need anybody's permission, and I don't need to do it under the guise of I'm putting this out there to help others. I really thought that was part of my motivation, right? I feel like I've had some experiences that, if shared, might help other people process their own experiences, make people feel less alone. I know I've said that in previous videos. That is a huge responsibility for you. Wow, she's trying to help me. I don't want or need her help, right? So that's not my purpose. You know what my purpose is? This is fun for me. I like doing it, so I'm gonna do it. I told you I've struggled with the feeling of, self-indulgence and self, what's that word I'm looking for? Self-centeredness. I need to let that go. I need to let go of that. We all need to let go of that. I feel very strongly. That's not it. I know in my heart of hearts that I'm not narcissistic. I know in my heart of hearts that I am a bit self-centered, but not in the way that we typically think about that word. We're all self-centered. We're all completely engaged in ourself, because that's the human experience. Only I know what I am, who I am, why I am, my intentions. I am the only one who gets inside here, just like you. And that's a special thing. And I'm a special person. And my existence makes me worthy of self-preservation and self-expression. I heard a quote on a podcast recently. It used to be called French Kiss Life, which a couple years ago, I was suddenly reinterested in everything French. I studied French in school, très un peu, but I loved French. I still think it was stupid and completely pointless, and serves me no way in life. But I love everything about the French. I love France. I've romanticized it, right? And so I was looking for podcasts, and I was looking for French podcasts. I was trying to kind of get back into learning the language a little bit and familiarizing myself. And so I was listening to French podcasts and trying to kind of immerse myself in the language again. Again, no reason, just felt like doing it. And I came across French Kiss Life with Tanya Lee. And at first, I didn't like her voice. I thought she was kind of silly and frivolous, which are all things I've been accused of being. And it didn't speak to me at first, but for some reason, I kept listening and I kept listening. And I remember being on a road trip, I think to go to Iowa, and I just had it on and I just listened to it over, I just listened to it one after another. And suddenly, and over time, it got to the point where I could not wait until I could listen to Tanya Lee on French Kiss Life a million more times. I just wanted to keep listening, and I came to love her and love her story, and so she is rebranded recently, and I'm not going to say it right. And Tanya, if this ever gets to you, A, I would die, and B, please forgive me. But her new podcast is about self-image, and she's decided to go a different route and to rebrand. And but on one of her most recent new podcasts under her new branding, she said, and I don't know if this is her quote or if she heard it somewhere else, but I'm completely giving credit where credit is due. I did not come up with this, but it spoke to me. And it was expression suppression leads to depression. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. Expression suppression leads to depression. And I was like, wow, yeah, that's it. We all need some outlet to express ourselves, to feel seen, to feel heard. And I just want to say, thank you to Tanya, because it was like, wow, I almost felt like that gave permission to all of us silly people out there that want an outlet for their thoughts. And social media and YouTube and all of these platforms are great, and I feel like it's saturated, right? There's so many things out there that you could listen to, that you could watch, and I appreciate when you stumble upon me, that you spend a little time here with me, and share it with others if you think people might benefit. But I don't think that matters. I still think there's room for all of us out there, and everybody has a different thing to say. And even if we're saying something old, I'm not recreating the wheel as an educator or as a human walking the planet. It's just I'm experiencing it, and nobody else can have that experience except for me. And so when I share that, it's original, right? So anyway, I just appreciate you being here with me, and I hope that we can communicate. I hope that you'll leave me messages and contact me and share your stories with me as well. But I'm just grateful for this time with you and this opportunity through Modern Class and Chaos. And I really can't wait to tell you more. I will also be telling you a little bit more about my story, where we left off. I was getting ready to move into my third and final foster home, and we'll talk a little bit about that next time. But I hope to post Modern Class and Chaos Mondays, and have a new episode on Mondays. And I really hope that you enjoy. I hope that you share this with your social media network and help me get my story just out, and to hopefully entertain as many people as I can, and to just go through this journey for myself. So again, thank you so much for being here with me today, always. And I'll see you next time at Modern Class and Chaos. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. Bye.